So you're looking to get into GMRS, okay? It's a very simple service to get on there. You just pay your $35 and get your license, and your whole immediate family can use it. But you're not sure about what kind of entry-level radios to get. Well, today I'm going to show you the Baofeng MP31 GMRS IP54 waterproof radios. I'm going to show you this 2-pack and tell you why I think it's a good entry-level unit. Let's check it out. All right, folks, welcome back. So if you're unfamiliar with GMRS, GMRS is a radio service that has 22 GMRS channels. Some of those channels are comparable with the FRS, you know, the blister pack radios you see in the stores. Usually they're the ones that are like, yeah, 85 miles on this little tiny antenna. Anyway, they're usually compatible with a couple of those channels, but not all of them. So you got 22 channels, and you got a bunch of other channels that can be used for repeaters. That's where GMRS kind of shines. You don't have to spend weeks or hours studying for your ham license to use something like this and have a licensed service that you can actually get out on and use a little bit. Now, these are programmable. They don't look it because they're pretty darn simple. And that's why I think these are awesome for entry-level type situations. But they are programmable with Baofeng software. It is very simple to use. Again, you're going to need the programming cable. You simply unscrew there, put the programming cable on there, and you will be able to program these very simply. You can do it manually, but it's really kind of difficult. So I would suggest, if you're interested in doing that, if you're going to be a heavy repeater user, to definitely get the cable and the software and do that. It's a whole lot easier than trying to do it manually. Now, they're very simple to use, which is why I suggest them for an entry level into GMRS. Basically, you're going to turn these on, okay? And it tells you what channel it's on. It's on 1. If you want to change channels, you'll have a plus and minus button over here. So I can go
2, 3.
Okay. Today we're going to be using channel 2.
1, 2.
There. I'm going to turn up the volume a little bit. Today we're going to be using channel 2 to test the range on these. I have my GMRS simplex repeater set up on channel 2. It's not going to be permanently put there, so don't worry. And it's not on at the moment, but I'll show you how I kind of have it set up. I'm slowly transitioning all my radio stuff that was over there over to that other table where I'm going to have all of my monitoring posts, comms, and everything, and it's all going to be running off backup solar power from the power boxes I built. So I'm slowly moving that stuff over, and that's where I've set up the repeater. But we are going to test the range on that. But I want to give you a little bit of information on these, okay? These are FCC type certified. They do have an ID, okay? You do have 8 repeater channels, like I said. You can easily add more using your PC and programming software. The software is very simple to use. It isn't anything difficult. You're just going to choose plus or minus your 5 kilohertz offset, and put in your PL tone, and you're good to go. And you can use these on repeaters. Now, these do only have 2 watts. And that's another reason why I think they're good entry-level units, because they're practical, say, around a campsite while hiking. You have a little bit of extra power, but you're not paying for putting out 50 or 25 watts. You just simply have a 2-watt radio. Some of the limits on GMRS can go up to 50 watts on certain channels, but you're pretty much in compliance with all the channels and all the power limits. So that's kind of cool too. Now, these do have a unique sealing design, which makes them waterproof up to IP54. So again, it kind of enhances your outdoor use with these if you're hiking or camping or whatever. You can pretty much rest assured they're not going to get destroyed if they get dropped in the rain or dropped in a puddle quickly and shook off. They're very, very well made. Actually, they really kind of feel like business radios to me. Now, another neat feature on these things. As you can tell, the antenna is unscrewable. This is how it will come with the battery out of it. The clip comes on here. You're going to slide it into the battery. Very, very simple. To remove the battery, okay, you're simply going to pull down on that bottom piece and pull it backwards. And there's your battery. And you will see here there's some sealant around the contacts. A little bit of a rubber grommet there. So these are sealed up fairly well. This is your battery here. These are 1500 milliamp hour, 5.5 watt hour batteries. Give you a little plus and minus for recharging. Now, this does not come with a recharging cradle for these radios, and that's kind of, you're going to think, wait a minute, what the heck? How do I charge them? This is how. Okay, this will come separate. This is the plug you'll get. This can plug into a USB, and you're going to get 2 Type-C connectors on the other end. Now, why is that? Because these batteries are what you charge. On the end here, you will simply open that up and plug in your Type-C connector. If I can do it, there you go. It's that simple. You're just going to plug them in. Really easy to do. You can charge them both at the same time. As a matter of fact, I was doing that here before I started the video. I wanted to make sure they had enough charge to do a video, and they were fine. They're about 70% full. So that's how you're going to do it. You never have to take the battery off either, because as you can tell, you just charge it on there. There is no other port on this radio to charge it anywhere. So you're primarily going to be always charging the batteries. And that is part that comes with it. And this is pretty much what you'll get. You're going to get your clips, okay, which literally slide into the back of the battery and snap into place. Battery, radio, there, and antenna. Now you can find better antennas. I believe Nagoya makes a GMRS antenna that's a little bit of an improved antenna. We're going stock today with this one. We are just simply going to use this stock antenna. I'm going to go about 1.5 miles away from my house here and set up this camera, and we're going to try and see how it sounds. I'm going to transmit, and it should echo back to me what I said. It should repeat back to me what I said, and see how well that works as far as testing the radio out and seeing if it does it. So that's what we're going to do for testing wise. They do come with these guys too here. These are little speaker, earphone, headphone kind of thingies. I never use these things, by the way. I know, I show them on every video, and I'm like, I'm never going to use that. But anyway, that's how they work. You know, they'll go around your ear, and you have your plug here and your push to talk button. These do have Vox, but again, it's a setting that you have to do within the software. So I would pretty much keep these stock as simple as can be. And what I like about them is there's not a lot of buttons. So if you're giving this to a younger child, and it's already on channel 1 or channel 2 or whatever you decided to talk on, there aren't a lot of buttons for them to accidentally push. Yes, you have a plus and minus on the side. And yes, it will announce what channel you're on. It will say it, you know, channel 1, channel 2. But you don't have a bunch of those silly little buttons on the side, you know, or a bunch of numbers on the front that maybe someone will start playing with and ending up taking you off frequency. All right, last point. They do have 10 NOAA frequencies. Okay, so you can receive weather radio on this. You'll simply scan through the channels until you find your local NOAA channel. That allows you to get the weather reports and react quickly and find out what's going on. That's kind of handy, again, if you're out camping and you see storm clouds rolling in. Maybe you want to check your weather frequency and find out what's going on. So what we're going to do is hop in the car here. I'm going to drive about 1.5 miles down the road to my spot that I usually test my radios at. And we are going to try this out and see just how well it works. So, see you in a few minutes. Something I did want to show you before I left, just putting this camera in the car and I looked over here, is what I have set up. Now, I haven't reviewed this radio yet, so I don't want to kind of show it to you, but it's just a GMRS radio. And I have the Surecom SR112. This is a portable little simplex repeater controller. We're going to turn all this stuff on and test it before I leave to make sure it's working. I've already tried it, but it is working. And then we're going to take it down the road and see how it sounds from about 1.5 miles away. I do have very flat territory out here, so it's probably going to be okay, but we'll see how it works. All right, so this is one of the nice things about living out here. About 1.5 miles from my house is this. So we haven't been totally taken over by homes yet. So we're at 1.5 miles down the road here. I have the radio with me. I do have the repeater on it. It is working. I wanted to make sure before I got out of here that it was working. So we're going to test it out. I got to bring this up to my mouth. With this repeater, you do need to speak clearly and make sure that you finish. You don't cut off sentences like 1, 2, 3, 4, because it will cut the 4 right off. You have to be 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. So let's give it a shot here. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. This is WRPS 321.
Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. This is WRPS 321.
And you see how it cut off my 1 because I wasn't forceful with it enough. 1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
See? So it does work. We are 1.5 miles away. It is a little on the slightly staticky. Again, that could be just where my antenna for the repeater that I'm using is not very high up. It's really, I have a GMRS radio set in there so I can listen to the repeaters. So, and I can make it into the repeater with the antenna, no problem. So it's definitely doing the job about 1.5 miles down the road using my little voice repeater. And that's what it would sound like if you were talking person to person from a distance. So let's get this stuff back inside and I will finish up the review on these, tell you where you can pick them up, and you won't believe the price because it's really decent. All right, so we're back inside, and as you can see, they worked very well for their intended purpose. Very, very simple test, of course, only 1.5 miles away. And we have pretty flat ground out here. It's not like we have huge hills and mountains to go over. We're kind of in a valley where I am. But still, not bad. And the price on these, now this is where it gets interesting. These are $21.69 for a 2-pack. There is, as of making of this video, a 10% coupon on Amazon. You have to click it. It's right under the price. I'll say click here to save 10%. I am going to put the Amazon link on here to begin with. I may eventually put a manufacturer's link underneath. But for now, I'm going to give you the Amazon link because I think for the price on these things, if you're just getting started in GMRS, I mean, that's just pretty awesome. And if you don't need all of the functions and features and all the other stuff, this is something that's perfect for, say, a family. You can get 2 of these, 2 sets of 2, and have 4 radios for everybody on your campsite. So all in all, I think they're a pretty decent thing. Now, again, they have 22 GMRS channels and 10 NOAA channels. They do have USB-C charging. We showed you how that works with the cable here. Very, very simple. They do give you an adapter so you can plug it in. But if you're going out anywhere now these days without a power station, you always have the way to do it with a smaller power station. So you can charge them up very, very simply. They do have 260 privacy codes. Again, they're more like tones, CTCS tones. They're not privacy codes. It's not like if you're using them, no one else will hear you. They'll hear you. You just won't hear them talking. So they're not really privacy tones. They just make it a little bit easier. You can scan the channels by holding the plus or minus down. They do have a low battery alert. It kind of is annoying. It'll let you really know when the battery's low. It'll keep telling you until you charge it. And they do have a female antenna jack for any of you who want to replace it. The battery is 1,500 milliamp hours. Now, that gives you 18 hours of use. It supports USB direct charging like we showed you, and also has overcharge protection and a low battery alert. And like I said, you'll know when your batteries are low. So about 18 hours of monitoring. I'd probably say about 10 hours of on and off intermittent transmitting. They do last a pretty good long time. All in all, I'm very pleased with them. I think I'll be incorporating them into my comms plan for the local area here if I need to. I think of this more as a prepper, and I think about, all right, my next door neighbor has decided he's going to stay up through these hours and watch the street. And, during some SHTF situation, I'm going to stay up through these hours and watch the area. Especially in situations where there's unrest or something, having eyes out there watching things is handy. So that's really where I'm going with this. That's kind of how I'm thinking about it. Anyway, folks, the link will be down below to pick it up. It'll be in my Amazon store as well. Don't forget to check my Amazon store. If there's anything in there you like, definitely check it out. See what's in there. Maybe you can shop. Just click the link, shop as you normally would. Really helps us out. We have our freeze-dried wholesalers link now. As of, again, the making of this video today, you have 2 more days to use my link and save 20% on anything on the website. After tomorrow, it's over, all right, tomorrow at midnight. So you have today and tomorrow to shop on the website. They also have the pre-sale for the pork and the beef ribs. So if you're interested, we did the video yesterday on that. You can check it out. Click the link, save 20%. The 20% works on anything. So you can save 20% and stock up really well. Below that, our My Patriot Supply link. That's preparewithiridium.com. Our 3-month kit this month comes with a bunch of extra survival gear. It's not just food. There's all sorts of stuff. You're going to get $200 extra of survival gear, as well as save $200 on the package. So you're not only getting the food, but $200 worth of survival gear, 3 months worth of food, and you save $200 on the package to begin with. So it's a pretty good deal. And our Thrive Life freeze-dried food store, don't forget to check that out as well. Anyway, folks, thank you for watching. Stay safe and stay prepared.